stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave. Oh. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave. Ow!
And we are back here on the Seth Williams Show. It's me, Chris Akin, and Greg Mack. Seth will be back in a second, I'd imagine. Greg, before we get back into the doom and gloom of the country dying, where are you at now? What are you doing?
Well, right now I'm doing a lot of mobile DJ gigs.
Okay.
And then I do a hip-hop mix show for hip-hop and R&B station here in Cleveland, 95.9 WOVU.
Okay.
Every Friday night at 9. And then I'm still doing my Twitch thing on Wednesday nights. So
how's the Twitch thing working out?
It's slow going, but it's getting there. It's getting there.
It's fun to watch.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I do the music video mixes, and that's not hip hop. So if you don't like rap music, don't worry. It's more dance, pop, some hair band stuff. 70s, 80s, 90s every Wednesday night, 8 o'clock.
There you go. So watch quickly before the world absolutely ends here shortly.
So what you're saying is Greg makes more money than we do on this show that's been on for like 3 years.
Yes.
All right. Just wondering.
I'm making a little bit every month. I like my daughter. My daughter's taking Twitch. She can make a living on it.
Really?
Yeah. Like every dollar she's making on Twitch, she's just putting.
What is she doing? Is she doing?
She's doing
stuff?
gaming. It's kills me. I still can't wrap my head around watching other people play video games.
Yeah,
but they love it.
I have come to the conclusion that podcasting is just a young man's or young woman's sport. We're too old for it. We really are. We're too old for it because you see all the people that are successful are, for the very most part, young. For the very, very most part, the ones that are doing the best, the Logan Pauls and Jake Pauls and whatever of the world, they're all young.
Well, Bongino had a good run.
Yeah, and he's
our age,
and he left. Rogan's our age too.
Yeah,
Rogan.
Okay, but let's not name the elite. Let's not name the elite ones. Let's name the regular Joes that are all making their living off of YouTube or Rumble or Twitch or whatever. They're all in their 20s. It's a young person's game.
Okay, yeah.
Because people look at the video and they're like, oh, what's this old fuck talking about? That's really what it comes down to. I hate to be that way, but what? Chiselka's playing the funny stop?
Oh, jeez.
All right, seriously, if we could all of us go to that show, that
I'll
would be
go
so
to that.
great.
When is it? What Tuesday is that?
Can we have one?
What Wednesday night is that happening?
Does he actually have a stand-up act?
Dude, he used to tour with Sam Kinison.
No, really?
Yeah, that's what he says.
All right. Well, I mean, he doesn't get political with his comedy, does he?
Yes, he does.
Oh, jeez.
What is it? No, he's trying to bring everybody together
We gotta
by
go.
bashing Trump.
We gotta go.
We have to.
When is that? I got to know now.
I don't know. I'm going to look that up.
I'm looking right now.
I think it's got to be what, like $8, right? I mean,
Watch the tickets be $35 or something.
why are they having real comedians there?
Let's see.
Dude, you don't understand.
Mike
how many times-
Chiselka is get tickets.
I fought with that guy all weekend long on Facebook.
June the 12th. Thursday, June the 12th at 8 o'clock.
That's this Thursday.
Holy shit! This Thursday.
Yeah.
I think we might have to go to that. Mike Chiselka is a rising star in the stand-up comedy
A
world.
rising star. He fell like a brick.
Wait a minute, just let me read. I'm trying to catch people up that don't know who Mike is. Mike Chiselka is a rising star in the stand-up comedy world. An electrifying performer whose quick wit and keen observational humor light up every stage he graces.
Wait, did he not? Didn't you just say he opened for Sam Kinison,
Yes.
who died back in 1989?
Yeah.
So, yes.
And he's still called a rising star?
A
It took a
rising
very long
star.
time to rise, man.
Still rising.
Still rising.
With a natural knack for storytelling, Mike transforms everyday mishaps and life's little absurdities into laugh out loud moments that resonate with audiences from all walks of life, as long as they're not Republicans. It doesn't say that part, but
We gotta wear MAGA hats.
we should. Oh God!
Oh my
that would be
God!
so
Please,
fun.
I have a Donald Trump sweatshirt. I'm ready to wear. Oh, Thursday night. I gotta go.
We really
I want to heckle the shit out of that guy.
just boo him. Boo!
Yeah, boo.
Julie gonna be his date?
Yeah. Oh my
Wait,
God.
there's more. There's plenty more to read here.
Okay, please.
Drawing from years of performing in both intimate comedy clubs and larger festival settings.
Years? Wait, he's a rising star.
Well, it takes a long time for a star to rise. Let's see. His high energy sets blend clever one-liners with engaging, relatable narratives. Whether he's riffing on modern technology, navigating the quirks of relationships, or reflecting on the everyday challenges of modern living, Mike's authenticity and spontaneity captivate every listener.
I guarantee he didn't even write back.
I'm sure this is all AI driven. But, all right, Seth, put the drink down before I read this next line, because this is going to make you start screaming.
All right.
I need, do you have arms on that chair?
Yeah.
You might want to hold them so that you don't jump out of the chair, fall
Okay.
down there. Off stage, Mike's warm personality and genuine connection with fans have built him a loyal following, and his dynamic presence is only growing as he continues to tour nationally.
Oh my good God. You mean tour nationally like Maslin?
Is there a town in Ohio called National?
Yeah, there is. Jesus, dude.
The dude couldn't even open for Chad Zumach.
Yeah, no kidding. Now, my question is, where was all these great things when he did the fucking podcast?
In ChatGPT. Wait, there's more. For a night of infectious humor, unexpected insights, and an unforgettable comedic experience, catch Mike Chiselka live and see why he's quickly becoming one of the most talked about voices in comedy.
You know what else is infectious? Chlamydia.
Yeah. You're definitely going to walk out of the club with something.
Who
Got a
is
smile on your face.
who is talking about Mike when they're talking about comics?
Who is talking about Mike with anything?
Well, this says he's one of the most talked about voices in comedy. So there's what? Jim Norton, Jim Florentine, Joe Rogan, Mike Chiselka. Really?
He played a bar in Parma where they have the only seating they have is around a bar.
Oh, jeez.
Louis C.K., Mike Chiselka, Eddie Murphy.
Yes.
Richard Powell, Mike. Just
Yeah.
Richard Pryor, Mike Chiselka.
Mike Chiselka.
Yikes.
Holy shit, I gotta go on Thursday night, man.
Well, I'm just going to tell everybody, Mike Chiselka, that is Thursday, June the 12th, 8 p.m., 8 to 9:30. So it sounds like we're going to
weekend though.
We're going to get 45 minutes from Mike.
45 minutes, the guy couldn't do a half hour on his show.
I think this sounds wonderful.
Does he have an opener?
He's playing 3 nights, for God's sakes. Thursday through, look on the thing, the 12th through the 14th.
Yeah, but does he have anybody opening for him? Or
I'm sure he does. I'm sure he has a opener and a guy, you know, the guy that does 5 minutes and then the guy that does 15.
I'm telling you both right now that I would get more laughs with my voice sounding like shit in 45 minutes than that guy's going to get the entire night.
He may be a wonderful comic, Seth.
When? When did he start that? When he left here?
He's been holding it. He's been waiting. Now's the time.
He took some time off for the podcast, right? Of his comedy?
Do I need to read this again to you, Seth? One of the most talked about voices in comedy.
You know what he does, too? He goes, I was at your bedside when you were sick. Well, that doesn't make you like a great comic. Okay, you were a nice guy. You're my friend. It doesn't make you funny.
He's hilarious. Hilarious.
When he wasn't drinking and yelling at guests? No. He wasn't funny then either.
Mike Chiselka is a rising star in the stand-up
star.
community world.
that gray beard, the gray hair? Yeah, he's a rising star, all right.
He's a rising star. Good point, Habu. Good point. Dave Chappelle must be opening.
Yes. Must be. Yeah.
Ohio representing.
His star started rising in like 1965 and is now getting somewhere.
His star is rising like a real star hitting orbit. Takes a long time to get there.
Man.
His star apparently had like a big brick attached to it the entire way.
Well, maybe on the 14th when they're having the big riot against democracy, Mike will be handing out bricks.
I'm sure he will be.
Maybe you get a free brick with your admission on the Saturday show. That sounds good.
Mike is respected by all the comedians. Look, we did a thing, remember, where I wanted to bring on comedians onto the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
And not one of them were funny.
Yeah, he brought on some real stiffs.
He brought on all these comedians and they weren't funny.
Yeah, they really
So
were
when
not.
do you bring those guys on? When do you bring the funny people on?
You know, tell me something, because I don't want to. I don't know this guy. I've never, and I don't want to slam him without knowing him. And I know Seth. At least you know him.
I love Mike personally, but
is Bill Squire actually a funny comedian? Because he was about as funny as the brick wall behind me on the Alan Cox show.
I've never actually seen his actual comedy routines. As a person, I really like the guy, and he's never been anything but nice to me. But
I mean,
yeah, you're right. I mean, on the
tell
show,
me he's funny. He's funny on stage, but
on the show, it's terrible.
I don't know if working for Alan Cox is just a toxic work environment, but Bill just sounded very uncomfortable in that show.
well, I can tell you, I have seen Bill Squire. He opened for Landau once, and
Okay.
you may not want to go.
Okay. All
I
right.
mean, he was at my wedding. I mean, he was a nice guy.
Bill Squire?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm a nice guy, but I'm not funny, so
Hey,
But-
Bill Squire, and there was another guy that was on at my wedding, a local comedy guy. But I never saw like Chad Zumach's comedy. I was never into that whole local comedy.
Chad's okay. I want to like Chad. I really do. Especially since we used to have all those issues with, driving cars into trees and
Right.
stealing credit cards, and he seems to have turned himself around in that area. But I'm rooting for him. But man, I haven't seen anything that's super funny from Chad yet.
Well, if driving into a tree is funny, then looks like Holly Strano might. She's unemployed. She might be a new stand-up comedian.
You guys got to get her on the show. You for real?
Love
You
to.
guys got to get Holly on the show.
I've asked her 3 times and she ignores me.
Oh,
And I
really?
know her. I've had dinner with
What the
her.
heck?
She asked my wife to come over and make meatballs at her house together. And
Maybe she saw the hour and a half long of us dissecting her traffic.
Oh,
Well, she should be happy for us. They got like 15,000 views. It's our best show ever.
Hey, you told her you're going to promote her podcast and everything?
I said, I'd love to have you on and talk about your podcast. I've said all that stuff, and I get no response from her.
She has a podcast?
Yeah.
What's it called?
I don't know, Holly something?
Wait a minute. Mike taught Andrew Dice Clay the nursery rhymes bit? That's
Might have.
impossible.
He might have.
No. That's a funny bit.
What is it? That's that somewhere?
Somebody put in the chat.
Yeah, somebody put it in
No.
the chat.
Well, yeah, no. But it's funny 'cause-
Hickory dickory dock. Donald Trump is a communist.
Cock. Yeah. He told me he was part of like a big, huge Sam Kinison comedy group that would tour the country, and that they actually were bigger than Fleetwood Mac as far as selling tickets in arenas.
Well, he might have been the ticket taker.
But I talked to people that actually knew these guys that were in the Outlaws of Comedy. Is
Yeah.
what they were called. Look it up.
I remember that. I remember them.
Yeah, but there's not like one video of Mike with the Outlaws of Comedy.
Because everybody that I know who were actual comedians said no, he wasn't part of it. But he kept saying, I don't know. I have no idea. Not that I don't believe him. I just...
Yeah, there's nothing.
If you look up Outlaws of Comedy, does it give you like who they are?
Well, let me try that. The Outlaws of...
Look, I don't want to bash the guy, but the guy he's a good friend. I mean, he was a nice guy when I was in the hospital. But he sucked on his podcast really bad, and he lies to people. He's a fraud, in my opinion.
Well, he might have written the Jack and Jill went up the hill, each with $1.25. Jill came down with $2.50. I mean, that is communism, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Spread the wealth.
Jill came down and wrote Joe a prescription. Oh!
Oh my goodness! I remember when that cassette tape came out. And Dice Clay. I was probably a sophomore in high school, and we were passing it around and making Memorex copies of it and hiding it from our parents. That was like the thing back in high school.
Oh, yeah.
And I must have played that cassette 100 times. And here I am doing Christian radio.
Mike was the original Blue Collar Comedy Tour.
All right. The Outlaws of Comedy, according to Grok, were Sam Kinison,
Okay.
Carl LeBouvet,
Yeah, I did a show with that guy.
Alan Steven, and Mitchell Waters. Doesn't say Mike
No Mike
Chiselka
Chiselka.
anywhere.
Interesting.
Let's see here. There's a distinction between this group and the Texas Outlaw Comics, a separate Houston-based comedy collective from the mid-'80s that also included Kinison along with Bill Hicks, Ron Schock, Steve Epstein, and others. Well, that could be the Mike.
He might be
And others. Let's look them up. Who were the members of the Texas Outlaw Comics?
I love this, Brandon. The original Blue Collar Comedy Tour. He came up with the "You Might Be a Redneck" bit.
Yeah. I actually, you remember Larry the Cable Guy?
Yeah.
So I knew another comedian here that worked with me on a morning show, and he knew him really well. So we had lunch with the guy on my friend's patio, just sitting there shooting the shit and stuff.
Mhm.
And it's so weird to hear Larry the Cable Guy talk just like a normal dude, sitting there having a beer and a burger and shit like that. It's so different. But he's a cool guy, really nice guy.
Oh, that's cool.
But he's actually funny, not Jaselka.
Do you want the list of people in the Texas Outlaw comics?
Yeah.
Sure.
Sam Kinison, Bill Hicks, Ron Schock, Steve Epstein, Carl LaBeouf, John Schubeck, Riley Barber, Dan Merriman, John Fernetti, Jimmy Pineapple, Andy Huggins, Stephen Giuliano Moore, Mike Vance, and Brett Butler.
Oh, I remember Brett Butler.
Yeah, she was on that Grace Under Fire show.
Yeah.
And she was also on, what was that show with Charlie Sheen? Anger Management.
She was on Walking Dead for a season. I barely recognized her.
Well, she is old now.
Yeah.
Well, it's still no Mike Jaselka.
Now, see, here's an AI generated thing. Mike Jaselka, a comedian, began his career at the renowned Comedy Store in Los Angeles. He is known for having toured with the late Sam Kinison as one of the outlaws of comedy.
He must have done one show.
That's what I've said all the time.
Must have done one show, filled in for one of the D acts that was sick that night. No.
All right. Connection to Outlaws of Comedy. Jaselka is explicitly linked to Sam Kinison's Outlaws of Comedy, a touring group distinct from the Texas Outlaw Comics. There is no direct evidence tying him to the Houston-based Texas Outlaw Comics, which was centered at the Comedy Workshop, and included Kinison, Hicks, and others.
Can we get Florentine on to verify this?
We probably could.
We had him on not that long ago. Should have asked.
Who's Mike Jaselka?
I'd be like, who?
I'll tell you what. Look, the guy has got some great stories about Kinison, and I believe him. He's not lying. I mean, I know he's not a liar like that. He's a liar when it comes to politics. He's a liar about what party he belongs to, and he's a fraud when it comes to his message. But I think that he has a very long history, career in comedy, and I think he's done very well. I think somewhere along the line between him being a district attorney here and representing guilty fucking people all over the place, he lost his comedy a little bit, became a dick. And, hopefully he's got it back. I mean, I'd actually like to go to the show on Thursday and see if it's any good.
Yeah.
Because I didn't hear any comedy here.
Wouldn't you be bummed if you went? It's like the funniest fucking show you ever saw.
Yes.
I would be.
I would heckle again from the audience. Where were you? What happened to you?
Just got to be careful when you're heckling him. You might get sued. Jeez.
Well, from what I hear, if it's him doing the suing, you'll win.
Ah,
You're going to be all right.
nice. It's like my first divorce lawyer.
How many divorce lawyers did you have, Greg?
Well, I'm on marriage number 3.
Ooh,
So hopefully we keep it at 2.
dude, you got to learn your lesson.
Yeah, right?
What'd you need
Stop
lawyers
giving-
for? Like my
Stop
first
giving away money. What are you doing?
my first marriage was simple, man. She took like the dining room table, my Metallica autograph poster, and she hit the door, dude.
I wish. My first 2 were just ruthless.
Oof. I got the world's best deal in my divorce, and I'll never do it again because I'll never get this deal again. I literally kept my business, kept my house, didn't have to pay alimony. All I had to do was give up a bedroom set and some miscellaneous furniture.
Nice.
That's it.
Nice.
And a savings account. That's it.
It kind of helped with my ex when we showed up at the courthouse to get a divorce. Was already with a child of another man. So it was kind of like, all right, well,
So why would you have to give up anything in that deal?
Dude, I was messing around with another chick anyways, and so I just wanted her out of the house so I could move the other one in. I got engaged to Heather number 2
Right.
2 hours after I got divorced.
Oh,
Oh,
boy.
jeez. Was this the lady you had to work with after you guys got divorced?
Yeah.
Yeah. Boy, I know how that goes. I worked with my ex for quite a few years after.
So at least the first Heather like the Heather #1 tattoo was chopped off when it took my leg.
Do either of you get along with your exes or no?
No.
No, I don't speak to my first one. I tried to be civil with my second one, but well, Seth knows my second ex.
Not good, huh?
I do.
It's a real treat.
God, I got
Hey,
lucky all
man.
the way around. I get along fine with my ex now.
I have
really
nothing
do.
bad to say about your ex, dude, at all.
He has nothing good to say either,
You
but he has nothing
you gotta
bad.
see her at work every day.
I see her work every day, so screw you, dude. I'm not seeing anything I'm gonna say anything bad. I love that lady.
She's the best. I hate Greg.
She is.
Ever.
Fucking Greg coming on the show thinking he's gonna ruin my life.
Just blame me.
No,
I just
no.
invited him on.
No, you would be wise to say what a wonderful woman my ex-wife is.
But
You know it. You know it. You better say good things about her.
anyways, I am so changing the subject right now. I don't talk to my ex-wife at all, dude, at all.
Uh,
But she's
I
been
talk to
married
my
3
ex.
times.
I talk to my ex fairly often.
I co-host. She was my co-host on the afternoon show.
Oh my God. Even
That
after you were
was-
broke up?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah. That was a crazy idea to put me on a show with Seth Boss and my ex-wife.
so you had to literally pretend that you were thrilled. Hey, how are you? Good to see you today. Oh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I felt I did a pretty good job of that, but we got some mail from the listeners who could tell that she hated my guts.
Dude, I don't even want to ask, but I mean, like, I'd someday like to hear the story why she hates you, because you both seem like very nice individuals.
Are you serious? you saying that because you want to stay in her good graces?
Look, my voice is hurting so bad right now. I think we should move on. to
Yeah.
something
Well,
else.
hey, we're good people. We're good people. We just didn't get along.
Just didn't work out for you
Yeah.
too. That's all.
Yeah.
Look, as far as my ex-wife goes, I mean, look, there were some things that behind scenes that really hurt me and hurt my career, really. And she was in the same field as me, and so it was tough to like try to go after the same goals without stepping on each other.
Yeah.
And things didn't work out. Sucks. I probably didn't handle it the right way, but it is what it is. And it ended up being the best for me, and I think for her too. And
Yeah.
She seems happy. She's got a kid of her own now, and we didn't have any children, so it was easy to walk away.
Sure.
Right.
So it didn't cost us too much, and she got the cat, I got the dog, and we went our separate ways. And I think it's best to just leave it like that.
You
Yeah.
still want that Metallica poster back, though.
I still kind of want the poster back. Well, look, she took every autograph that we had, and
Oh,
it was because of me that we even got those autographs. But whatever, autographs could be replaced, and I'm happier now. So
Brian, you are right. Men will never learn. Although I will say that when I met I actually knew my current wife years before I even married wife number 2. But we both, my current wife and I, had decided no more marriages, no more relationships. We are done. And we started hanging out as friends because we had both just gotten divorced from our spouse number 2, and it just happened naturally. So I have a lot of faith that this time is the charm.
I mean, Brian says men will never learn. Well, Chris has.
I
Chris
learned.
and said,
Chris
"Fuck it, I'm not
did,
doing it
yes.
ever again." Yeah.
I'm never going to get married again.
You
And
are
I'm not afraid of
smart.
dying alone either. I won't remember it. So whatever.
Right.
I'm good. I
I
am
mean, you won't
absolutely.
remember it.
I'll be dead. I'll just be a bag of meat in the dirt.
You don't believe
I
in the afterlife?
I don't believe that if you go to the afterlife, good or bad, heaven or hell, that you worry about the minute things of earthly life. Meaning specifically some issue you had here. If you're going to heaven, you're not going to be worried about some little stupid thing here. If you're going to hell, I imagine it's a lot more painful than worrying about some nonsense. You know, I don't envision either. And if all of that's fake, then you're not going to remember it anyway. So you don't worry about it. Dying alone versus having hot poker stuck in your eyes every single day, I think that's probably the worst if hell is a real thing. If heaven's a real thing, I don't think you're in the most perfect place in the world going, you know what, everything would be so much better if it wasn't for that one thing. If I didn't remember dying alone, because I died and went to the better place.
Right.
I'm happy I died.
Brian, that bothers me. I'm 42, no kids, never been married.
Good for him.
No. I think you miss out. I think you miss out if you don't get married.
No way.
Are you really?
No way. That is the perfect way to go.
I'm with you, Chris.
Listen, you have children.
I love my daughter.
I love my kids, but I love them a lot better now that they're grown.
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't like them much when they were little.
Yeah, I'll totally miss my daughter. I miss those good times of being a little kid and stuff. And to me, there's something rewarding about having a child, raising a child.
There absolutely is.
Sure.
But I love her. I mean, it's a different kind of love. Not like having a dog. I mean, it's like you have a child that you're in charge of and raising her. And
it's pretty close to like having a dog.
It's not.
Just have to feed them more. Spend more on clothes.
But how different would your life be if you didn't get married, didn't have kids? You could travel whenever you wanted. You could do whatever you wanted. You didn't have to answer to anybody. You could go out if you want to go out, do whatever. Hey,
yeah. I mean, look, it's sacrifice, but at the same time, I think it's more rewarding than it is sacrifice. I can't imagine the love I have for that little girl, even to this day, is more than I could possibly ever have for anything else in my life.
Yeah,
well, I'm with you on that.
I think that's good, and
of course it's
feel
good.
Happy about life, and like I did something with my life other than partying. And
see, but here's the other side of this coin, Seth. When you talk about your life, 99% of it is negative. The positives you bring are your daughter and your wife, and then everything else you hate.
Exactly.
Whether it's weather, society, everything else. If you're not married, if you take those two shining lights out and live a more free lifestyle, you would have 85 more lights in your life. You wouldn't be worried about every little thing.
Well,
because you wouldn't be as grounded.
I wouldn't change.
You're grounded to your wife and your daughter as far as that is my shining light.
But I wouldn't change that.
You know, when you were single, think about before even the first wife, when you were truly single. What negative things did you have? What negative thoughts? What negative feelings? My hunch is next to none.
Well, I mean, I can be honest with you. I was addicted to fucking drugs and had a horrible life.
You enjoyed it, though?
On occasion.
There you go.
That's the way I wanted to spend the rest of my life.
No, but you were enjoying your life.
Yeah.
I wouldn't change anything for the world.
I'm not saying that you should. Nobody's saying that you should. I'm just saying that in today's world, look, for me anyway, I learned I should have got divorced. I was married 23 years. I knew I should have been divorced at about the 6-month mark. I knew it, but I hung around an extra 22 and a half for good measure. You know, it's so stupid. And I've been divorced now 13 years next week, actually. And in those 13 years, you know, that's more than half of what I was married. What I was married seems like endless eternity. These last 13 years, boom, gone. Because I've been happy.
So weird. I didn't even know you were married when I met you. That's bizarre.
Yeah, because she hated everything about my life. She hated that I was known for radio. She hated that I was somewhat of a Cleveland celebrity guy. She hated that I had this thing with the music. She hated all of it. So I didn't bring her to anything.
Yeah, Greg.
She wasn't coming out to the shit.
Chris and I go back, 20, 25 years?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Seth was my very first intern on WMMS.
on the metal show stuff.
Yep. A
And
zillion years ago.
yeah, I mean, we're talking literally like 25 years ago.
It was like in the 90s.
All this time, I did not know that he was married when I knew him.
I
Very
never
secretive.
brought
He's
her
a very
out.
private guy.
No, I'm not. I just never brought her out to anything. I never brought her out to anything. And even though I was a miserable fuck, I did what most guys do, which is I just said the right things. Oh, she's great. And that was it.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. I was living the Facebook family before there was Facebook. I was just living it outside where I was like, people like, oh, you're married? Yeah, I've been married since 1989. Got 3 kids. You say those things and it sounds like it's a wonderful experience.
Right.
Meanwhile, what it really means is, yeah, I've been married since 1989 and I got to get in the car in 2 hours and drive back home to that bitch. You know, I hate to say it, but that's just how it was. And she is the same way, you know. That's the funny thing. Me and her have talked through it now, like we've talked through everything, and she's the same way. She's told me stories about thinking about coming in to the bedroom and stabbing me to death.
Oh, geez.
Wow.
So yeah, the love was mutual. The love was, we did not like each other, but we still get along. It's the weirdest thing because as much as we did not get along, we get along way better now. Now where it's only 5-6 times a year that we talk or whatever, you know, we get along great. We joke around, we have some fun, we tell stories about the silliness of our stupid years, you know, and it's fun and it's fine. But yeah, I can't get married again. I can't roll what are the odds of me getting divorced and not losing 1, 2, or all 3 of the businesses?
Yeah, you'd be fucked.
What are the odds of that? What are the odds of me not paying child support or spousal support rather?
Mm-hmm.
Forget it. There's no way I can hit that. I caught a lottery ticket. I'm not going to go and buy another one.
Yeah.
See, me and my wife are actually looking forward to the next chapter because when we started dating and first got married, we were only together for like 2 years total before we ended up having our daughter.
Mhm.
Right? So for the past 18 years, it's been just us and our kid. So we're actually looking forward to having this next chapter where it's just us again.
So you're going to be in your empty nest. You're going to be railing your wife, and then all of a sudden it's going to hit you that while you are railing your wife, your daughter is getting railed in college.
We've had another Greg Mack today. It's been nice having Greg on the show. Fuck, why would you say that, you horrible person? How old is your daughter?
You got to be ready for the obvious.
My daughter's 28. She's had the same boyfriend since high school.
Right, uh-huh.
Yeah. I've come to that realization.
You have to.
Well, I mean, okay, well, since you're going to say that shit about me, what's it like knowing that your daughter actually had some guy's cock in her mouth, dude?
It sucks.
Like, how do you go up to that guy and go, hey, good job, my friend?
Because you know how? Because every daughter has had some guy's cock in their mouth.
I don't want to hear that.
That's the truth.
I'm preparing you. I'm preparing you for college. I'm being a good friend.
I got news for you, Seth. Your mom sucked your dad's dick.
I know,
Your
I hate that.
grandfather got his dick sucked by your grandmother. And probably 3 other ladies that are now in the ground.
So terrible to even think about. Why would you say that?
Because it's true.
I'm fairly certain my grandparents had sex twice or something.
Look, when they said leave it to Beaver, you know what they were talking about. It wasn't a kid.
So your
Ward,
daughter,
come on in here and spank this ass.
So your daughter was with your first wife?
Yes.
You
Yep.
and your current ex never had children?
No, thank God. No. In fact, she treated my daughter. Nah, I'm not even going to get into that. But yeah, thank God. She wanted to have a kid with me. She wanted to, and I'm like,
Come on.
And
I'm going to ask so many questions, but I can't. I just can't ask any questions.
things
Why not?
just came to a head.
How did you meet?
Who? Me and number 2?
Yeah.
I was at the broadcasting. No. Do you know Jamie Sullivan from 19 News?
Yeah.
Okay. She was working at Metro Traffic at the time. And I was a board op at HK, I believe. And she was my traffic girl. And she's like, hey, I want to set you up on a date. I'm like, okay.
Really?
Yeah, she set me up on a date with her.
And now you hate her.
And I remind Jamie every time I talk to her that she owes me.
Is Jamie Sullivan a big girl? I can't get a read when I see her on TV.
She's like 6 foot tall. She's kind of Amazon. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think she's pretty. I just can't tell what she's like, in person.
Yeah, she's super tall. She's a nice person. She's a really nice person. She and her one of her friends used to come see me when I used to spin at Wish.
Huh.
Yeah.
So I met my ex at broadcasting school.
Oh yeah?
She was married at the time.
Note to self: date nobody at the broadcasting school.
Yeah.
Oh, that broadcasting school. There are some. If the walls could talk.
Oh,
I bet.
So
she was married at the time.
Okay.
And I was engaged to somebody else at the time. And we ended up going out like on a video shoot. And there's a big long story, but we ended up hooking up and left. She left her husband. I left the girl I was engaged to, and we ended up getting married. We were married for 7 years before all hell broke loose.
Oh man.
7 years, rookie.
I actually met my current wife around the same time, probably before I met my second wife. She came to speak to our class. And she worked with Jamie at Metro. And I'm like, and I was in full player mode back then. I won't get into that, but I'm like, I want that chick. I'm gonna get that chick.
You're a DJ, man. Yeah.
And so I ended up. We went out as a group of. We went out as a big group of friends, and I ended up getting her number. But I didn't realize that one of the other women in the group wanted me. She was an IA at an instructor's assistant at the school, and so Gene and I were supposed to go out on this date, and all of a sudden she calls me and she goes, I can't. I got to focus on my kid. Her oldest was real young at the time. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. Like, she was all enthusiastic. All of a sudden she doesn't want to go on this date. Okay, whatever. Fine. I meet wife number 2. Turns out Gene and I started working together. So we were friends while I was dating wife number 2. Marry wife number 2. Gina and her husband number 2 came to our wedding.
Wow.
What?
Me and wife number 2 went to her wedding.
Ugh, no.
Yeah. And then our divorces happened within 6 months of each other back in 2012, 2013.
Jesus, no thank you.
Then we started dating in 2014, and here we are.
Of course, it's like, thank God I stayed out of all of
I'm
this
like,
bullshit.
oh my God. The best thing I ever did was right when I got divorced. I said never again.
Never.
And I never will. No way.
Yeah.
But actually, me and my wife, on the 27th of this month, we're going to be down in Tennessee celebrating our 20th anniversary, dude.
Look at that.
So, 20 years is pretty good, but technically now I've consistently been married for 27 years because I was single for like 2 hours.
So are you guys driving down to Tennessee?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you cross the Tennessee border, I want you to look at your wife and say, babe, you're the only 10 I see.
Nice.
Mike Giselko wrote that for me.
Yes, you did.
No, that's way too good for a Mike joke.
But I'm looking forward to it. I mean, 20 years is a long time. I didn't think at the beginning of our relationship we'd be married for 20 years.
Yeah.
I mean, she was obviously one of the hottest girls I got to ever be with. And
Yeah, you showed me your wedding video. I was like, holy cow, Seth pulled that?
yeah, dude, right?
Nice.
Pulled that without money. Amazing.
We should play that video on the show someday, dude. It's a fun video.
Fine.
Oh man, I wish I had a wedding like that. That was crazy.
Blow up dolls and all kinds of strippers, and well, yeah, it was a good time.
Nice.
But yeah, dude. I mean, can you imagine me getting a girl like that? I mean, I was thinking, count my blessings.
Well, the thing, I think what works with you guys, Seth, and I don't know Greg's wife at all, but I'd imagine with Greg too, is it can work if you find somebody that has the same interests and sense of humor and that kind of stuff. Me and my ex, other than having the same birthday, we literally had nothing in common. Nothing.
Yeah.
She didn't like the same movies. She didn't like the same music. She didn't like wrestling, which I like. I didn't like, she was all into nature. You'd be hard pressed to get me to cut my grass. I mean, if you pick any topic, I promise you we're on opposite sides of it. Any topic, which made it unbelievably difficult. Not only being married, that's only one part of it. Go back to the kids. How much fun do you think I had raising the kids when I had this idea and she had that idea? I want them to play sports. Well, I don't want them to play football because they might get hurt. Well, I do want them to play football. So everything was a battle. Every damn thing. Everything was a battle, and it just sucked. To where it's like, I'm much happier now. I have no battles in my life anymore. None. And I love it. You two, between the two of you, you will have more compromises today between you and your respective wives than I will for the next 6 months. Because I just won't have any conflicts with anybody.
Yeah.
And that is worth more to my brain than having some built-in piece of ass here at the house. Sorry, it just is.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hey, I think hang on. Can I pull up this thing?
Go ahead.
It's only 3 minutes long. There's a long version. There's a 3-minute version.
Pull it up.
Well, I'm not that smart sometimes. Hang on. Give me a second.
Pull it up, goddammit!
Ask your daughter to help you.
She's at the movies with a guy. Dude, I don't she's fucking sucking dick all night long.
Hole in the bottom of the popcorn
I was
box.
just going to say that.
You guys fucking
Did he
suck.
order extra butter on that popcorn? A little extra grease? A little extra
Why? What's the
lubricant?
point of that? Why would you say that?
A little extra lubricant there, Seth.
I am so retarded when it comes to this stuff. I don't understand how to do it.
I'd imagine the butter makes the pee-pee taste wonderful. Comment?
No.
No, that's not nice, Cody. Jesus. She's stroking his cock as we speak. That's not nice.
Oh.
Why is that not showing? Add to the stage. There you go.
Rosemary, heaven restores you in life. You're coming with me through the aging, the fearing, the strife. It's the smiling on the package, it's the faces in the sand, it's the thought that moves you upward, embracing me with 2 hands. Right, we'll take you places, yeah, maybe to the beach. When your friends, they do come crying, tell them now your pleasure set upon slow release.
See, if I asked my wife if we could have strippers at my wedding,
Not gonna happen.
she would have beat the crap out of me.
Let's turn the sound off so we could talk over it.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that.
That's okay. Yeah, I don't.
No,
think
we
my
wouldn't be
wife-
married. She would have walked away.
I don't think I could have got away with strippers. That's
Turn
for
off
sure.
the music. You don't need the music on here. But there was like a cake fight and shit that was going on. You got walked down by Slider and shit. And
Look at that.
there was one of the comedians that used to be around. I don't remember what his name is. But it was fun. They're like, look, I was just a young guy, dude.
Where was this?
Shooters in the flats.
Okay.
Kenny Crumpton was there, right?
Crumpton was there. from Fox 8. There he is.
Tipping him back.
It was a party back then, man.
Yeah,
I'd like to see the footage you couldn't post on YouTube.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that. Ryan Dalton, he was a comedian.
I remember Ryan Dalton. He's still around.
I was gonna say I know that name.
My wife walking around knowing that nice ass skirt and stuff, and
Man, look at you.
Where are you? Are you filming?
no, I got the horns on right there. But, you know, too bad the morning show sucked ass.
Well, there you go.
But there's like a 20-minute version on it with like a lot of cool stuff.
Was that
Nice.
the morning show with like Christy and
Sean, Christy, and Hunter. Yeah.
Sean, Christy, and Hunter? That's right. They last like 18 months,
Yeah. That was no
like
good.
that.
They weren't bad. It was just another shit morning show going up against like better talent.
Well, they had such a hard time after Jeff and Flash were done.
Oh, yeah. But they never gave morning shows a chance.
Who
No.
were they up against? Howard or
Now that would have
Rover
been
or
probably,
what?
That probably would have been Rover at the time.
Yeah, they were up against Rover.
Hmm.
On 92.
Somehow that show has hung around.
Forever.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I do not get it. But again, I saw all the behind the scenes stuff with them, and
Yeah.
Rover piece of shit.
He, it seems like he just follows the Howard Stern playbook.
Well, he sure does have a lot of friends that do a lot of strange things. Every fucking story starts with, I had this friend and he was on a boat, and meanwhile, it's like,
Now, half the stuff in radio is made up.
Of course. I will say, in fairness, Doogie was always awesome. She was so nice, so sweet. But yeah, Rover and Dieter and that crew, bunch of cunts. I did not like them.
I went to school with Dumb. Sean.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He asked me one day, he was like, dude, man, can you give me some weed? I was like, dude, I don't smoke. He's like, but your eyes are always red. I was like, because I'm an alcoholic. I don't smoke weed, though.
So my wife and I, before we bought this house, we rented the house next door to where we're living right now
Okay.
in Parma, and it was owned by Sean and his ex-wife Andrea. And the entire house stunk like weed.
Oh, my God.
And we cleaned it top to bottom, had the vents clean, and you still could not get that smell is permanently in that house.
Part of the decor.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tom, we talked about that earlier. There have been 500 at least Marines that we know of being deployed to L.A. So,
Wonderful.
all right, gentlemen, I think it's that time.
Wow, that went fast.
Yeah.
It did. It went
It was
quick.
fun. It was fun.
I appreciate you joining us, Greg. And God knows I needed the help today with this voice problem, so thank you.
Well, hey, anytime one of you guys is out, man, let me know.
And
Yes.
you were awesome as usual, so we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Cool.
God willing, we'll talk to you on Wednesday. God
Seth
willing,
is
I'll be
still
able
alive.
to talk on Wednesday. And I think that's it, though. Thank you again,
That's it.
Greg, and have a good Monday, Tuesday, and we'll talk to you later.
See ya.
See ya.
Seth Williams loves this land, stands tall and proud. Believes in freedom, speaks his mind out loud. Mentored by Trip, he learned to be tough. Life knocked him down, but he got back up. Lost a leg, but he's still strong and true. Chasing dreams under skies of red, white, and blue. Voting for Trump, he shouts it clear. WTAM tried to bring him down, but he's still here. In the heart of America, Seth takes a stand. Against the tides, he defends our land. Liberals call him crazy, but he don't care. got the spirit of an eagle, soaring high in the air. Hates LeBron James, won't wear that crown, prefers hard work and blue jeans in this town. Radio waves try to shut him up, but Seth keeps singing, filling that cup. From the small town streets to the mountain high, Seth sees the flag waving, reaching for the sky. He keeps on fighting with a rebel yell, for every fallen soldier and the stories they tell. In the heart of America, Seth takes a stand. Against the tides, he defends our land. Liberals call him crazy, but he don't care. He's got the spirit of an eagle, soaring high in the air. From the small town streets to the mountain high, Seth sees the flag waving, reaching for the sky. He keeps on fighting with a rebel yell, for every fallen soldier and the stories they tell. In the heart of America, Seth takes a stand. Against the tides, he defends our land. Liberals call him crazy, but he don't care. He's got the spirit of an eagle, soaring high in the air.